Thanks for joining me today. Today's going to be the first installment of a series I'm calling My Celebrities. In it, I'm going to showcase people who have been really influential or have helped me along the way musically. Just people I've worked with in the past, people that I just admire, and people that I feel like deserve to be celebrated. Today, I'm going to be joined by the one and only Will Canyon. Will and I go back to the 90s and the Keep the Gibson days. He's been living in California for the last 20 years and has really found his passion working with kids and teaching them the value of music. He also has an ongoing series on his Facebook page called the Will Canyon Sunset Songs. That's the name of the page. Feel free to search that out. Give it a follow, give it a like. So we're going to be meeting Will today and talking about that and some other stuff. And we're also going to get an original song from Will. So let's head on into the beautiful Topanga Canyon and catch up with Will. So welcome to the first in a series I'm calling My Celebrities. So I didn't tell you this, we're calling this My Celebrities for the musical celebrities from my life. And I'm honored to be joined by Will Canyon, who's the artist formerly known as Wad. One of my favorite people from back in the Keep the Gibson days. So Will, welcome to the project, man.
Hey, thanks, Gord. It was a great idea.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So tell me where you are, man. I just love the backdrops on your videos. And so tell me, kind of give me an idea of where you are.
Well, I am looking to try to put it this way. This is the San Fernando Valley. Across there is Calabasas, and across those hills, Topanga and Malibu. PCH is not that far. Funny enough, Kobe Bryant's helicopter would have flown right by here on its way to its, unfortunately, demise. But
wow.
Yeah, it's a special place. It's I love it up here. I've been here for 10 years, and when quarantine started last year, it was like, "What? You want me to stay here? Okay." So I got my trusty steed.
There you go.
And it's a good place for someone who likes to make a lot of noise with a Channel 3 Marshall setting.
Absolutely.
And I don't seem to bother anyone. So that's pretty cool. I was excited that you decided to revisit the past and reach out to everybody. So I'm glad, if you wanted, that you gave me a call.
Well, I appreciate you joining me. One thing I've been kind of following you for the last couple of years, sort of cyber stalking you a little bit, and you've been doing a whole lot of work with kids, doing a lot of lessons and things, but it goes beyond lessons. I mean, the passion you show for music and for helping kids discover music, it does nothing but inspire me. Will, can you kind of give me an idea of what you're doing, what you've done in the past, kind of working with kids and where that passion comes from?
Well, as you know, I came out to California in late 90s, and very quickly I became a dad. And then, I realized when my son was young, I was working so hard for someone else to look after my cool kid, and it didn't really sit well with me. And I wasn't doing music lessons then. I was doing construction and stuff. It wasn't fulfilling. And I honestly started imagining this fantastic place where it could be like a music academy, but athletics and all kinds of cool stuff, And what was really cool was I got, it's funny, my very first student, my girlfriend at the time, I was living in Topanga. She was a massage therapist for the NBC Friends. You remember Friends?
Of course.
So so my first music student was actually Matt LeBlanc's stepkids. And so I was going to his house. How you doing?
Nice way to start.
And then, right. And then they shared me with Lou Diamond Phillips' kids, and I taught them for a while. They're amazing. And then just kind of went, it kind of went from there. I never really had to advertise. And luckily, I got to share my love with kids, for music with kids. And I just started teaching privately in people's homes. And I just, become the kids' biggest fan. I want them to win like I wanted to win, like you wanted to win when we all started. And
Still do.
so I kind of, slowly started. Exactly. It's my favorite thing in the world is to learn a song that I think I can't play. I put a bunch of focus into it, and then somehow I can play my version of it, anyways. And it's rewarding. And I got to share that with kids, and I started doing shows up in Topanga Canyon, and it was just called it Straight from the Heart Kids Music Festival because, inevitably we'd have some criers backstage before they start, and I found myself saying, "Hey, this is not straight from perfection. This is straight from the heart. Let's just go out there and do our best." And it was always enough, it was always great. And obviously the ones who were sad and scared when they did it, it was just like such a victory and so rewarding. And they got such huge warm applause from the crowd. And it was just like, I mean, I really realized that was my calling, to just help people get over the fear that they hold and, that holds themselves back from just expressing. That's all we're doing is expressing an emotion or telling a story. And that's why songwriting for me now is, I've watered it down because I've been writing with kids for like 10 years. And it's like, it's just such a fun thing to not, at first I thought, oh, I got to be as profound as Pink Floyd. And then it's like, no, just find some words that rhyme and a melody you like, and let's call it a day,
Right.
So I took the pressure off myself and the kids, and, it's grown into a full-time thing. And yeah, I think I've shared with you that I have a passion and a vision and I'd love to do it up here, to acquire some property and put an amazing facility together of like-minded individuals, creatives, who want to pull kids away from video screens and video games and televisions and whatever else is just zapping their souls.
Yeah.
And put their hands on the ground and in the music and just actually experience life the way we did. Like, we're the last group, Gord, of people that are not going to be like sucked into this internet thing. We can imagine a life without it, and these kids today can't.
No, they can't.
So
as a dad, I can completely relate to that 100%. And that's such a worthwhile project. And I understand you have a couple of crowdfunding things going on trying to realize that dream. Did you want to maybe plug those a little bit?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I've kind of made it a joke, but I've been thinking about it for so long and talking about it for so long. I figured I have to take some action. And, it's kind of funny when someone says, "Hey, I'm looking for $1 million to do this amazing thing." At first, it's like, it's whatever. But for me, at the end of the day, I'm trying to focus on my aspirations, and rather just talk about them and in a cloud of smoke, I actually want to take action. And so I'm a part of that. The GoFundMe thing is interesting because GoFundMe takes 10%, and then that's it. There's crowdfunding like 2.0, I believe, right now, where it's this project with cryptocurrency I'm doing with Ethereum, and which is an amazing situation and platform where you can have the same thing. You can have someone donate to you at certain levels of payments in Ethereum, and then they get the chance to do the exact same thing. So, I mean, the world is changing, as we know. Like, if you're not looking at cryptocurrency, you need to really quickly to be ahead of this wave that's coming this year. The next few years is, quite honestly, everything's going to change. I've been following it for a while, and I've watched some of my close friends do extremely well with it. And I'm a little bit late to the dance, but at the same time, only 1% of the planet holds cryptocurrency, not even. So it's like, we really are at the forefront of this wave. And if we can get a little bit of it, it'll change our lives and our children's lives. So I'm focused on educating people on that as well,
Yeah.
And whatever I make, I in my life, while I'm still breathing on this planet, I don't know if you know this, but my son's mom passed away, and her passing, it just nailed into my consciousness that tomorrow is not promised, and whatever you want to leave behind, you better get on it, Will. And so that's what I'm doing. It's amazing how life can just pull us all in different directions, and I'm really appreciative that you're pulling us back together to have a little, at least a virtual reunion of some sorts.
Absolutely.
I used to love going to the Keep the Gibson shows. I wasn't in Keep the Gibson, but I definitely was at a lot of the shows and enjoyed the energy that was created by those.
Well, and
those performances
you're
back in
breaking up
our
a
lives.
little bit, Will, just so you know.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll move back closer to the house. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, the
Okay.
Keep the Gibson thing. You are actually the protagonist in probably my favorite Keep the Gibson story. Definitely one of my top three Keep the Gibson stories. And that would be the time that we started the gig wondering where you were. It was a Friday night at the Green Tree in Newstead. Wondering where is he? Where is he? Well, I heard he just called. He's hitchhiking. He just left Toronto. He's going to hitchhike here. So the whole night became where's Wad? And there, every so often we would give updates on where you were, and you were like on an ox cart somewhere near Tiviadale, or you know, you got waylaid in Clifford, but you're almost here. And the whole night was that just went on and on and on. And we were actually starting to get a little bit concerned about 1 a.m. when we were getting ready to wrap up. And it was like as we started our encore, you'd come triumphantly strolling into the Green Tree, and the place just exploded when everybody saw you. It's one of my favorite Keep the Gibson stories of all time. I just
Oh,
love
that's
that night.
awesome.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
awesome.
I was ambitious back then. I thought I started out on a mountain bike, and then quickly I ditched it into some cattails on the side of the road and started hitchhiking.
I forgot about the bike.
Yeah, I thought I was going to bike there. But
Just for reference, by the way, Newstead is a small town in southwestern Ontario. That's roughly 2 hours and change from Toronto, where Will was living at the time. So yeah, ambitious to say the least. Absolutely, absolutely.
it's amazing. It's amazing what we would do for rock and roll back in the day,
Indeed,
huh?
indeed it was. Indeed. So, are you gonna play a song for us, my friend?
Yeah, it's funny when you call me up. I thought, geez, what could I do? And the one that came to mind is funny. It's a song that's 20 years old, and I wrote it back in 2001. I was actually living in Tahunga with a guy named Jay Young. It was really fun.
I met him.
You guys might get to meet.
Yeah,
You guys might meet him on this station.
I'm hoping so.
And anyways, he was at a gig or something, and I was like, it was really cool because I had my son. He was 3 years old at the time, and we lived in this place where it was like, there's a condo with some interesting characters, and this guy, his name was Billy. He was kind of a guy who he'd come busting out of his bottom floor thing with, "I am the Lamb of God" in his tidy whities, and so that kind of character. And the funny thing was so my little 3-year-old son was playing with some other local kids, and they had a little razor scooter gang, and they were just razor scooting around. And this guy would come out, and he was yelling at the kids. I go, "Billy, why are you yelling at the kids?" And he's like, "They stole my radish plants." I'm like, "Billy, these kids don't want your radish plants. They want candy." And he was like, and honestly, he kind of looked like, "Yeah, the Ravens did it." And Billy was seeing ravens that no one else was seeing, that kind of guy. And then sure enough, like I went with the kids, came back. He's on this box, and he had put a ladder on it, and he was changing a light bulb on the side of the building. I thought for sure something bad was going to happen, but it didn't. And anyways, I wrote this song that day. Oh, my dogs are going to join in. And anyways, this song's called "Billy and the Ravens." It goes like that.
Right on.
Billy and the Ravens, yeah, he's got it propped up. His ladder's on a box, yeah. Now he's reaching for the light. Nothing's gonna stop him now. No local cops, no electric shock. See, he knows that God is on his side. God knows that God is on his side. He's the king in his mind. He knows that they're there what to do if it came down to he and me, face to face. Yeah. The Ravens, yeah, he's got it propped up. Ladders on the box, yeah. Now he's reaching for the sky. Yeah, he just might. And nothing's gonna stop him now. No local cops, no electric shocks. See, he knows that God is on his side. God is. He knows that God is on his side. Demons in his mind. He knows that they're there, they're up in the air. They fly through the night, they comb through his hair. They wait for him on the street at night, but he wouldn't know what to do. If it came down to he and me, face to face. Yeah. Billy and the Ravens, yeah. He knows that God is. Billy and the Ravens, yeah. He knows that God is. Yeah, God is on his side to ease the demons in his mind.
Oh,
there it
that's
is.
awesome, man. Billy and the Ravens.
That's it, yeah.
They're a Will Canyon original.
Yeah. So, man, it's been great connecting with you again, man. You got to say hi to Hank for me.
I will. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you that want to follow Will, he has Will Canyon Sunset Songs page on Facebook. Follow that, like that. He does a song just about every night, I guess, eh?
Yeah, when it's not, you know, it's not crazy windy. Sometimes it's like, you know, it's raw and uncut and unedited, so the wind can rattle the microphone, as you know.
Certainly.
But it's just what it is. I just started it during quarantine because I was like, you know, kind of, you know, wanting some. The dogs are having fun. Just wanting to have some interaction, you know. So,
yeah.
So that's it's been fun doing it because, you know, it's nice to reconnect with people in the past, just like this.
For sure. For sure. Well, listen, buddy, I really appreciate you doing this with me. I love watching you, hearing you, and kind of following what you're doing. And keep up the great work, man. You're making a difference for a lot of kids. And
thank you so much, Gord. I really appreciate you, man.
You bet.
Looking forward to your stuff too.
I appreciate it. Talk to you all soon.
All right, man.